The Libido Doctor is in.
Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Suzanne, and today I would like to end our series on the chosen women with the 5 seats a chosen woman has. And these are the seats that are in order, okay? This is from conversations with the Lord, because I went to him and I asked him, okay, you say we are chosen. We were chosen from our mother's womb. You have given us crowns, scepters, authorities, territories. But what exactly are the territories? And the Lord gave me these territories in order as he sees it. And for some of them, he went into a few details that, I'm going to say a few of them, but not all of them, because some of them were very personal, okay? So, pay attention to the listing. The first seat is your seat with the Lord. The second is the wife. The third is the mother. The fourth is in your divine mission with your divine husband, your divine partner. And the fifth one is your profession, your career, your businesses, blah, 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 blah. I was very surprised because a lot of women usually tend to place their career, their profession, their businesses, their opportunities high up there. But, okay, let's go. The first seat is the seat of the Lord. And as I was talking to him, he told me, you were chosen from your mother's womb for a specific mission. When you are chosen, you are a priest, you're a prophet, you're a king, okay, queen, high priestess, prophetess. High priestess, what does that mean? Is that relationship you have with the Lord. It's very personal. You enter into his intimacy, and he really takes time to allow you in all his majesty. You have to imagine Esther having to have permission to talk to the king. We're talking about the King of Kings. And he gives you access to him without restriction, without any time of the day, any hour of the day. I can decide to go into intimacy and conversations with the Lord, and he will always be there. Late at night, early morning, afternoon, it doesn't matter. So this is the first seat, and he makes himself available. Why? Because as a high priestess, he is giving you instructions. He is answering your inquiries, okay? Remember, even in the time of the olds in the Bible, the high priest was the one who would go inquire to the Lord. Are we supposed to do this? And the Lord would say yes or no. And it's exactly the same thing. It is so amazing what's happening. But that's how God does it. First of all, we have a covenant. Our covenant is Isaiah 54. And Isaiah 54:5 says, your maker is your husband. So you go higher, you are the child, but you are also the wife. And it gives you that privileged position to interact with him and ask questions, get clarification, and receive directions. Now, you're receiving directions for who? For your family, for the people in your territory, and for the people God is sending to you. That's why you are a high priest, okay? When you are someone in ministry, you are a priest, you are a pastor, you are a bishop, you are whatever, you occupy the place of the high priest. And your role is to answer the questions of the people attached to you. So if you have a territory that the Lord has given to you, people cannot leave that place to go look for answers with a witch doctor. Do you understand? That's where the church is missing it. Everyone who is standing to say, I'm a pastor, I'm a priest, I am a shepherd, you must have a personal relationship with the Lord, and you have to make sure that He has anointed you as His high priest. Because the high priest is superior than the prophet and the king. Okay? Because as a king, that territory brings you money. Okay? Whatever you do, your skills, there's some skills that you have. You're going to have something among your gifts that will bring the money. That's your kingship. You're going to have your territory too. That's your seat. And then your prophecy, usually for men, of the priest, the king, and the prophet, is for the masses coming from a man. But from a woman, that prophecy is for her family, her husband, her children, and the people God sends to her and tells her, right? But she's not supposed to be in a congregation, leading a congregation. We have to be very clear about it, all right? The second seat you have is the seat of the wife. The seat of the wife, you are a chosen woman. It means in the writings of your destiny, you're supposed to be with a chosen man. Most of the time, what happens is that destinies are shifted because you are born in a family, you are born where there is an altar of necromancy and witchcraft, and when they see your star, when they see your light, they immediately try to corrupt it. Marriages can be corrupted, and the enemy is not going to let you. He's going to make sure that you make one little mistake, or someone sees you somewhere and they bind you, they tie you, or something happens, your destiny shifts. Marriage is the place where there is the most warfare. I started this channel, Libido Doc, and I was mainly going to talk about sexual fulfillment in the couple. But the Lord has slowly taken me a different direction to show me that there is so much more behind sexual fulfillment. Everything is spiritual. So those women, usually, most of the time, if they're not lucky, they make mistakes in the marriage. But as the wife, you're supposed to be that wife. If you are with your divine partner, according to Genesis 1:26, 1:27, 1:28, that second spot is the most important because you are paired with a chosen one, and that one, his priorities are different than yours. His first priority is to connect with the God, have that intimacy. But the second priority of the man is the divine mission, his divine mission, what he's supposed to do with all the gifts and talents God has placed in him. So you come in as the wife and you support him. What do you do as a wife? There are 5 things you do. Number 1, you work. You bring something because God has also loaded you with gifts. You're going to have something in the marketplace, you bring the money. You don't bring the money necessarily to do 50-50, but spiritually, when a woman gives money to her husband, she multiplies him. She multiplies his income. She blesses him by the money she brings. So ideally, you need to have an amount, and that amount comes with a specific number. That's personal to me. I'm not going to tell it here. Go pray to God and ask him. When you give that amount to your husband, it doesn't matter. He multiplies. He multiplies strangely and spiritually because it's a spiritual code. So, as the wife, don't just sit at home. Do something. Once you have figured out that number, always make sure every month you must give that amount to your husband. Okay? And then the rest, you do what you want. You can buy your jewelries, you can buy your clothes, you can buy your shoes, your purses, whatever. But your husband also, because he loves you, he's going to shower you with things. Okay, maybe he's going to shower you with things you can't just go to the store and buy. Okay? Because what you give to him causes so much increase and multiplication that there's no way you can spend all that money. After you've done all you need, you've given to people, you've done this, you do the project, there's still going to be a lot left. Okay, so number one, professionally, do something and bless your husband. Bless your children. Give them money too. From that money you're making, give money to your children. Make sure they go to the best schools. Make sure they have pocket money. Make sure they are dressed the way, So, number one, professionally. I'm not talking about 50-50. What I'm talking about is very spiritual. Number two, socially. You elevate your husband. The way you carry yourself. I usually tell you that if you're married, committed, you have to be loyal. You don't go out to have affairs, to sleep here and there. You can't. If you're a chosen woman, actually God tells you who to be with. He tells you, Lord, you are not free to just go left to right. No. When you get a certain level of intimacy with the Lord, He tells you. He tells you. Number three, support him emotionally. That's your role as the wife. What you do emotionally for your husband, no one else can do it. You have to be tender. You have to be loving. You have to be available sexually. And you let him do what he likes. And then little by little, you spice it up with what you like. Oh, Lord. All right. You understand what I mean. Number four, you have to accompany him spiritually. Why? Because as a chosen woman, all this time you spend with God, God gives you directions. God gives you words for your husband. God tells you when there is a battle. He even shows you the people. He even gives you the strategies to take them down. Because when your husband goes out there to the marketplace, he's going to fight roaring lions. He's going to fight hyenas. He's going to fight, whatever, panthers. He's the lion of the tribe of Judah. So you have to be spiritually equipped to pray for him, fight for him, pray with him. He covers you. He's your covering. But you are his private covering. Okay? And number five, physically. Physically, there's a reason why he chose you. There's a reason why he was attracted to you. There is a reason why he calls you sugar. You are the sugar of his life. It has to be sweet every day, all the time. Even if it's a quickie, it has to be sweet. But once you get in there and you bring more of what you know how to do, oh Lord, he's going nowhere. Okay? So that's the goal. That's what you do as a wife. I'm sorry this was too long. But let me go to the other part. Your third seat is the seat as a mother. As a mother, you are the guardian. I tell you, the experience I have with my own children is amazing. Not only God will tell you what they're supposed to do, where they're supposed to go. He will tell you about their friends. He will tell you about even people who are trying to swap destinies. People who are trying to corner them in things they're not supposed to be in. Schools they're supposed to go to. And as a mother, you have to be extremely careful. You have to be around them. You have to pay attention to every change. And of course, you have to manage the house, to have food, to have, make the house a place of joy, a place of fun, a place where kids always want to come back and do things, have little traditions, have different things that you do with your children. Okay, as a mother, you are like, they really can't do without you. Okay, and you pray for your children, of course. The fourth seat you have is the seat in your husband's divine mission. If he's your divine partner, you, as the woman, you hold the key. You hold the key to a specific divine mission that God wants you to do together. And he's going to do something you do for God, and he's going to be very specific about what he wants. And that's going to be a huge project. And the reason why you have the key is because you are the one to whom God will give the details of the blueprint. You are the one through which money will begin to flow. Remember, I told you that women carry money, wealth in their womb. But because of that specific position, you will be the channel. You will be the source of funding for those projects. How? By the ideas you will implement, by the connection you will trigger, because your aura carries that. Your blueprint in your divine mission already carries that. You will cause, different things, different channels that were not seen initially to occur. It could even be through businesses. It could be through people. It could be through specific niches, okay? But you hold that key. And that key is in your hand. Nobody can take it. So sometimes you will see some men, if they're not married with the right person, there is a whole part of their destiny they will not fulfill. Okay? They'll be happily married, but at the end of the day, it's what God said that must come to pass. So as the woman, you have to inquire of the Lord. You have to make sure that you are in your position with that man. You have to make sure that you are the person who is destined for his mission. You have to make sure, because if you're not the person, there will be problems for that part of the mission. I mean, he can do whatever else he wants to do, but there is a slight part there where you hold the keys. You hold the keys, okay? And then your fifth position is in your profession, your career, your businesses. So, depending on your profession, like I'm a medical doctor, but I can branch out. I can branch out to different things. That comes number 5. Why? Because it's not really the priority. At the end of the day, you will go one day and leave that. Maybe your children will continue, maybe they won't. But what is the most important is what God had said you will do, or you must do, or you have to do. Not everybody does what they're supposed to do. That's the most important thing, because you are planting legacy for the future generations. Imagine 1 second that people didn't write the Bible. What would you do? Imagine 1 second that some people didn't answer their calling. So you have the responsibility to do what you're supposed to do on this earth, in this lifetime of yours. So be wise. As a woman, make sure your relationship with the Lord is perfect. Make sure it's clear. Make sure the intimacy is to the top level, because it's from there that everything else occurs. It makes you a wonderful wife. It makes you a wonderful mother. It makes you a perfect helper, the bone of his bones, the flesh of his flesh in this divine mission. And then it makes you someone, who can help others. Like for me, I'm a medical doctor and I help a lot. I help my patients. I do a lot because that is my territory as a queen. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.